We're here inside the Cam Henderson Center, and I'm joined by Marshall women's basketball coach Tony Kemper. Coach Kemper, you start practice this week, you blink and you miss it, and the season's almost here. What's the most exciting thing about this upcoming season, in your opinion?
I think for me, it's, we have a whole new crew, so from a build perspective as a coach, it's been a really good, positive challenge to meet and develop relationships with a whole bunch of new student athletes here at Marshall and teach them about what this place is all about. And they're a talented crew as well, so we're learning that. We're definitely learning how we fit together. And as a coach, I think this year, for our staff, that is a unique thing. There's just most of the pieces have not been together before. So usually at this level, that's not something that goes on. But love their spirit, love their energy for the game. Really like where we're at right now. We got to keep growing, but this team's got a lot of ability.
You mentioned the newness. You do dip into the transfer portal quite a bit with this new bunch. What is, I guess, the most exciting thing about this new crop of players?
I just think how fast that they've come together to kind of get with our culture, to understand the way that we like to do things. Some of them, I think, came from programs where they were very used to a lot of things we do. Some of them, I think, it's unique and different. So I've been really impressed with how well they've meshed on those things. This month is probably the most important month. This week we kick it up a notch or two in terms of time practicing and things like that. But they've taken good steps to put us on a good plane to right away, I think, be in good shape at the start of the year.
You also bring in a new assistant coach in Sydney McCaskill. What does she bring to this coaching staff?
Well, she's got a great personality. If you've been around her, she smiles all the time. She has a lot of tremendous energy. And, that she fits right in with the whole staff of people like that. So she was great in that respect for us to add. She comes from a tremendous, it's not a Power 5 program, but Florida Gulf Coast is really good. So she's brought unique, I think, offensive and defensive perspectives to me, and not necessarily challenged, but makes you think about why do we do the things we do. And this year with so many new players, it's a great year to do that anyway. So I think you can go in some areas that you can do different in some areas because they haven't ever heard you do it another way. And I think her perspectives, along with the staff that we had before, has really been positive.
Sort of sticking with that newness theme, a new conference as well with the Sun Belt. What is the most intriguing part about joining the Sun Belt Conference?
So much new, so many experiences that, for me personally, I love to travel. I love to see different places. And there's a whole bunch of communities, great college towns that I've never been to. And I think that the basketball is going to be very similar to what it was in Conference USA. Different, but I think similar. And so obviously, Marshall as a whole is really excited about moving to the Sun Belt. I love the fans' energy for doing it. We have the same kind of thought process in women's basketball that I think it's a new challenge that I think we're excited to move into. There's going to be some things we probably do well, and there's going to be some things that it's like, okay, we learn through the process of this, the first couple of years.
Last season, we talked about how your schedule last year challenged you in different ways and prepared you for the postseason. How does this year's schedule do something similar?
Well, I think every year, we have a good mix of, we're going to play home games that challenge us. We're going to play road games that challenge us. And, we lead off at Purdue. I thought Purdue was great last year for us. They really challenged us with pressure. That's going to happen earlier this year. So I thought that we learned a lot coming out of that game. And so we lead off with them. We're going to really have to be ready to play in that one. We have a three in a row in Savannah. And, I think that experience it definitely prepares you for hopefully an end-of-year run in a tournament. So, there's all kinds of unique challenges every year, but I think those are some highlights about how we laid things out that hopefully come back into play at some point in the year.
If there's one player that Marshall fans don't know on your roster that by season's end will be a household name, who would that have to be?
That's a really good question. And, I've really avoided doing a lot of that with them because I think one thing we see on a daily basis is that we have a lot of different people that impact. But I think there's a lot of candidates. I think that somebody like Mo Matthews has really stepped up. She's been around for a long time. She's had some unluckiness in terms of injuries and things. I like Shania Wright from Georgetown. Abby Beeman's been tremendous from Shepherd. I think our freshmen have been impactful as well in practice. Meredith Meyer, Peyton Milderton, Sid Scott. They've been good. So it's we told them all when they, at the end of last year, we're going to have a competitive environment. We understand that about what we come back. There's not a starter back in our building, so we're going to have multiple people at positions, and the best player is going to win out. And I think they've embraced that to this point. I think we're in the month that you take another step up in that respect, and we're well poised to sort it out over the next 30 days.
Well, Coach, thanks for your time. Looking forward to the start of the season. Best of luck in practice this week.
Thank you.